You know what I have to do right now? Study. You want to know what I'm going to do instead before I do that? Talk about Deltarune Chapter 1. It's a little less crazy to play Deltarune for the first time in 2025 than it is to play Undertale for the first time in 2025. At least I think so, because the game is still being released. But that's what I did after I played Undertale. I bought Deltarune. Well, actually, my parents bought Deltarune. It was an early Christmas gift. And I played Deltarune. I have only played Chapter 1 as of filming this video. So if I, say some things and it's, not congruent with what's happening in later chapters, that's because I haven't played them yet. So just, give me a little bit of time and I'll get there. Now, these debrief videos aren't going to be a literary analysis of the game or delving into any theories. It's more so going to be just my sort of first impressions as I play through the game. I may make videos that are more like that if I feel the urge to, but that's not what this video is going to be. Now, I went into this mostly blind. I have been interacting with Deltarune content online, which is kind of what made me want to start playing it. But I kind of found, since I haven't played any of it, I kind of found some of the fandom content hard to decipher. So it really didn't make the stuff I was seeing, I was so out of the loop that, it didn't really spoil anything for me because I didn't really know what I was looking at. So I went in mostly blind, although there were a few things that I knew about beforehand. I knew some of the characters, and there were certain things about the plot that I already knew about. Now, first of all, Azrael Dreamer mentioned. So exciting, so fun. I am a huge fan of Azrael Dreamer in Undertale. So the fact that he is in Deltarune, at least sort of, kind of, makes me really happy. I don't think he's actually in the games yet, but he's mentioned he's in the universe. That made me very happy. I already knew about that based on things that I'd seen online, but I was really, really happy to find out that he was in this game. I wasted so much time in this game because I inspect literally everything. I am so intent on getting the full experience of the game. So I'm literally walking around, clicking A, inspecting everything ever. And it's worked out for me so far. So far, it's worked out for me. I didn't really do that in Undertale, mainly because I was just, I had known about most of the Easter eggs and the things that are hidden in the game, so I didn't feel the need to. But this, since I'm going in nearly blind, I kind of wanted to have the full experience. So I wasted so much time inspecting literally everything. I also think the introduction to the game was really fun and really cool. I don't even know if I should say this, but I restarted the game because I accidentally gave the vessel my name and I didn't mean to do that. But it ended up not being important anyway. I could have just continued. But I thought it was so cool already. I think that the player, you have to put in the creator name. You put in your name. I think the player is going to be considered an entity in the game like it was in Undertale. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm sure there's stuff that's happened in the game so far that's gonna be yeah, duh. But for me, based on Chapter 1, that is my prediction. I also find the presence of Undertale characters in the game to be very charming. I think it's interesting what was done with their characters, what sort of jobs and stuff that they have and the roles they play in the universe. I think it's really charming. I think it's really nice. I'm really happy that there's more HP available than there was in Undertale, because I'm kind of bad at the game. Admittedly, I'm not very good at the game, which is why I'm hesitant to show any gameplay on the internet, because I'm just not good at the game and I don't feel like embarrassing myself like that. So I'm glad that there's more HP than there was in Undertale, because in Undertale I died really quickly. Like, I died on like the smaller monsters that you're not really supposed to die to. I kind of hate the running mechanic. Like, for no like big reason in particular, like it doesn't bother me that much, but I'm just like not using it very often because I'm afraid that I'm going to miss something if I run past it. So I'm going to talk about the characters a little bit. I really like all of the characters that have been introduced so far. I think they're all incredibly charming. My favorite has to be Rose. How do you... I always get confused on pronunciations of characters' names. I'm just gonna say Rosie. If that's wrong, feel free to tell me. But I think Rosie is so precious. So precious. I think all of these characters are really precious. I think the dynamic between Susie and Lancer was so adorable. I absolutely loved it. Lancer is so silly. Susie, so cool. I don't care if she eats chalk. Like, she has aura. I don't care. And Chris is... I also think Chris is pretty cool. Chris is who I thought I was in middle school. I would have thought Chris was very cool if I knew them in middle school. That's kind of how I'm looking at these characters. I'm looking at these characters as if they're in middle school. So, like, my reaction to them is very, aw. Like, I just think they're so cute. I think Asgore is the most divorced guy to ever grace the planet. Like, the way he ran up and hugged Chris whenever Chris visits the flower shop is so sweet. I love it. I love it so much. Also, the prophecy. I thought the prophecy was really cool. I think the story so far is really, really cool. Take a shot every time I say the word cool. Don't do that. Your liver will hate you. But I think the prophecy was really, really cool. And I think that anything can be an Azrael Dreamer reference if you're schizophrenic enough. So whenever it said it's like like during the prophecy, is like it's a tale of hopes and dreams. That was an Azrael reference. I don't care if it actually wasn't. In my heart, in my soul, it was a reference to Azrael Dreamer. I absolutely love the music and the sound effects in this game. I feel like you can't talk about a Toby Fox creation without talking about the music. And I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with the music so far. I love the soundtrack in Undertale, as did everyone ever on the planet. And I'm loving the soundtrack so far for Deltarune. I also think like the sound effects add like a lot of charm. I think this game has just a lot of charm. I'm gonna say the word cool again, but I think the ending was super cool, the ending to the chapter. Super fun, super cool, super relatable, happens to me all the time. Happened to me in the 90s. It makes me really excited to play the next chapter and find out what that's all about. I think the animation was really fun. That's really all I have to say about that. Like, the ending just gets me really excited to play the next chapter. And I think that's all I have for today. I really like this style of video. It kind of felt like we were on FaceTime. I'm really excited to play the next chapter. I really enjoyed this chapter. I think I'm gonna hold out on playing chapters 3 and 4 just because a 10-hour bus ride is in my near future, and I think I've seen that the combined chapters 3 and 4 is around the 10-hour mark. So that'll be a good way to kill time on the bus ride. So the chapter 2 video will probably be coming very soon, but chapter 3 and 4 might take me a little bit. But yeah, I think that's all I have for today. If you want to keep up with my Deltarune journey, feel free to subscribe. I don't know why my face is so red. I think, actually, I do know. I straighten my hair, and I use 450-degree heat, and it gets very hot whenever I straighten my hair, so that's why my face is red. But, yeah. I had fun. Hope you had fun. And that's all for today.